Hey folks, back in August, I had the opportunity to, no, that's not how I say it.
You say, hey, folks, and then coming closer to the.
Right. Okay. Hey folks, back in August, I was in London, Ontario for the Association of Municipalities of Ontario's annual conference. And while I was there, I had the opportunity to go on a walking tour of downtown London, where we were given a tour of their urban transformation that they've been undergoing. And while I was there, took a few pictures of that tour and some of the things that I saw. Thought I would share them here. So here's our group. We're out right now in this picture in the urban square, just outside of their market. And you'll see here, one of the things that I really like about this is that not all urban transformation requires big projects and engineering budgets. Sometimes it just needs some color, and they did exactly that with some local artists who were brought in to paint the benches and the tables. Really changes the space up. The other neat thing that they've done here that you can't see, I didn't get a picture of this, but right across the street, they have another urban sort of open square area. And if they have a really large event where they're planning to have hundreds or thousands of people, what they can do is they can actually shut the street down, and then the event flows between both spaces unimpeded for pedestrians. They've been doing a lot of work when it comes to their active transportation infrastructure. And this one in particular caught my eye because of the way that it creatively solves some of the challenges on this larger street. It's a wider street with a wider boulevard on the sides. And they actually have the cycle lane pull out behind this area here. So this island has the bus stop on it, and then it further pulls behind down in the distance where it is right behind the on-street diagonal parking. Really helps to separate the uses. So you have your automotive traffic in these middle lanes. You have your transit and higher density users here for the transit, and then it actually separates your cycling over here, and then even further with your pedestrian separation over there. Obviously, lots of cycle racks that you'll see. This now brings us over onto Dundas Street, where it's been quite a dramatic change from what it used to be. So you'll see that they've added some texture to the ground with this the brick patterning. They've widened the pedestrian space. They've masked up the sides with some of the planters, the street furniture, the new trees. And it hasn't completely shut down to automotive traffic in most areas. It still allows for that, but it's created the slow street concept where you can slow that down and make it more welcoming to all types of users. Something that is sometimes referred to as complete streets. So interesting work over there. This one shows some more of these larger planters, more color here, kind of like with the picnic benches. And the other thing to note here that I really like, they did some consultation with their accessibility advisory committee. And when you are thinking about safety and usability and accessibility, especially for people who are lower vision or blind, you want to think about two things. So color is one and texture is the other. So you'll notice that the color for the pedestrian zone is brighter with the bricks there. And then over here, there's this strip that is quite a bit darker, and then the roadway is darker as well. But this strip in particular is quite a bit darker, and it's texturized, so you actually feel it underfoot. You both see and feel this change, and you know that you're leaving the space that is more dedicated for one type of user, so pedestrians, and you're entering a space that might have more types of transportation users. So it was a good approach there in the accessibility piece as well. No big surprise here to see the patios now. They have the larger patios in some of these seating areas. The great thing about this, so there isn't a complete removal of on-street parking. There is some on-street parking, but once someone parks a car and gets out and goes somewhere to spend money, that particular piece of real estate, that land where that car is parked, stops working. It doesn't provide any economic productivity anymore. On the other hand, this patio that is probably maybe 1.5 or more parking spaces and a spot like that over there, they continue to be economically productive once you have people sitting down spending money. So that's another big piece of urban transformation that we're seeing in many places around trying to make the space more economically productive. Two other things to notice in this photo. So the grates that help with stormwater management, but also this was sort of a creative touch that I really liked. So the River Thames that runs through central London, that's actually what the brickwork here is creatively imitating, this meandering river sort of pattern there. Really liked that. This was interesting. They have these planters that are actually traffic control devices. So when they need to periodically shut streets down to motor vehicle traffic, if you think of the usual way we do it, we use these big, ugly concrete barriers, or sometimes they're those orange construction sawhorses. They do the job, but this helps to further beautify the area. Really love that piece, and they're movable. So if they need to move them somewhere else, based on what the events are that are coming up, or where they need to reopen for automotive movement, they're able to do that. But with this, it's something that actually adds to the visual appeal of the area. Really great green space here, and garden space along the side of the road as well too. Consultation was really important, and on an ongoing basis is important as they do this transformation. They have made sure that they've spent lots of time in conversation with the businesses, with the people who live in the area, with Londoners who have an interest in seeing their downtown improved. And they've done a lot of really robust consultation that they told us a bit about during the tour. And the final picture, this is a side street, side alley that was turned into an activation space that can be used for different events. So they have movable chairs and tables, really great art on the walls by local artists. And then there's actually a little stage over here for performances. And they post the performance schedule around the area so that people can see what is coming up through the warmer weather. So that's London, Ontario, and some of the work that they're doing there. Really great ideas to be thinking about. And thanks for watching. Bye for now.